Welcome to SC Cycles. Today we are going to be discussing, answering questions about, and clarifying what the nitrogen cycle is. On the podcast today, I am your host McKenna, and we have three nitrogen experts here. Let's welcome Luke Sautner, Lucia Bybee, and Matt Faulkner. We will start by talking with Luke first. Hello Luke, and welcome to SC Cycles. We saw you previously on a different podcast, and you did a great job discussing what other cycles were. Because nitrogen is super important, I want you to tell me about the most important aspects included in it. Can you share that now?
Yeah, thank you for having me. A macromolecule is a very large molecule important to biological processes. Nitrogen is found in two macromolecules, those being proteins and nucleic acids. The importance of this is the fact that without nitrogen, protein synthesis cannot occur. For those that don't know, protein synthesis is the process of creating proteins. When speaking of nitrogen and nucleic acids, the importance is massive. This is due to the fact that nitrogen is essential in creating the building blocks of DNA and RNA, two major factors in the creation of genetics and all living organisms.
Thank you for that, Luke. Your insight really helped me understand how nitrogen is formed and what macromolecules ultimately go into it. Now we will be talking to Lucia, who will be making it clear where nitrogen is most likely to be found on Earth.
Thanks, McKenna. The largest reservoir of nitrogen on Earth is in the atmosphere. It can remain active in the atmosphere for up to 100 years. Organisms are another thing that holds nitrogen on Earth. All living organisms have nitrogen along with other gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Nitrogen also exists in soil. Nitrogen in soil can help plants grow better. The nitrogen in soil takes several years to decay.
Alright, thank you, Lucia. That was very informative. Staying on the idea of atmosphere, let's have Matt explain to us what nitrogen being inert means and how much of it is found in the atmosphere.
Thank you for this opportunity, McKenna. Describing something as inert means it is unable to move or can only move very slowly. Atmospheric nitrogen being inert means it is unreactive gas and cannot interact with other molecules. Our atmosphere is 80% nitrogen, which tells us that this cannot interfere with any other molecules like oxygen.
Here's a quick word from our sponsors, and we have a little bit of a break. If you need help on your new car, come stop by Neptune Cars. They use barely any real gas, and they don't harm the environment. They need your company, and soon they will be able to make their cars fly. Stop by Neptune Cars, and you will never want to go back to Teslas, Jeeps, or anything else. Awesome job, Matt. You definitely shared lots of information that helped our audience understand the nitrogen cycle even further. Thank you for that. Okay, our segment is just picking up, so I thought bringing in a question about bacteria would be cool. Who'd like to answer the special question I came up with?
I can do that.
All right, thank you, Luke, for your enthusiasm. So the question is, what is the importance of rhizobium bacteria and the nitrogen cycle in food webs?
The importance of rhizobium bacteria is the fact that it's found in the roots of legume plants and grabs nitrogen from the atmosphere, turning it into ammonia so the plant can grow and develop. This ammonia is instrumental to the food web as it brings growth and development to plants. The growth of these plants leads to more food for animals and keeps the food web intact.
That was exactly the answer I was looking for. Thank you. All right, we got one more thing to cover before the end of episode discussion. Would anyone like to take a guess on what we haven't covered yet?
Is it the process of nitrogen, including fixation, denitrification, and assimilation?
Yes, way to be on top of it, Lucia. Would you like to discuss it for the audience?
Sure thing. Nitrogen fixation is a chemical process by which molecular nitrogen is converted to ammonia. Denitrification is the process of converting nitrogen compounds like nitrate into gaseous forms like nitrogen oxides and nitrogen gas. Assimilation is when nitrates and ammonia resulting from nitrogen fixation are assimilated into specific tissue compounds of algae and other plants.
All right, this final question will be a debate between all three of you, where you will all discuss different options for answers. The question is, what human activity has the greatest impact on the nitrogen cycle? Please take time to think about it so you have a good idea of how to back up your answer or opinion.
I'll start. I believe that humans burning fossil fuels is the most impactful because it pollutes our air and water.
I disagree. I think that fertilizers have a bigger impact because it changes the nitrogen levels in soil.
I actually agree with Lucia on this one. I think that burning fossil fuels does have a great impact on the nitrogen cycle, but fertilizers often create an excess of nitrogen in the soil, allowing for the quick growth of weeds and creating eutrophication.
Thank you for all of this information on the debate, and all of you are correct. Thank you, Luke, Lucia, and Matt, for joining SC Cycles today, where we learned about the nitrogen cycle. See you all next week, where we talk about other cycles we have.